are delighted to have more than 1,000 delegates here in Winnipeg, Treaty 1 territory, homeland of the Red River Métis, for the International Indigenous Tourism Conference. It includes not only 2 days of programming and learning, but lots of cultural celebrations, Indigenous foods, dancers, and just really celebrating who we are as Indigenous people here in Canada. You know, I think it's a true testament to how people are looking to Canada. Others are looking to Canada as leaders in the Indigenous tourism space. We have relatives here from the United States, from Chile, Colombia, and New Zealand, and we're just looking forward to celebrating the next few days with them. It is everything. We have hotels, golf courses, wineries, outdoor adventures, cultural performers, artists. It's a really wide array, and it's the way that we're celebrating through a lens of tourism who we still are as Indigenous people in the country. So some of the steps, we've launched a national accreditation program which really works with our businesses to build support to make sure that they're ready for the future and for growth potential. That includes a cultural authenticity component, which is really important not only for our business community but for the consumers who are looking for that authentic experience while they're traveling. Authenticity is a really big part of what we do, and part of that authenticity story is making sure that we're true to self. We work with Indigenous entrepreneurs and communities to tell their own story, and we recognize and celebrate that everybody's culture might look a little bit different, and that's part of what makes the Indigenous tourism industry here in Canada very unique. This year's conference theme is Adventure to Understanding, and that really is a call to action for visitors, travelers, locals alike to be on their own journey of reconciliation, and we really believe that Indigenous tourism is a part of that story. So we encourage people looking to learn more to go to destinationindigenous.ca, where we have authentic experiences that will offer those stories that people who are seeking that information can learn more from. The program is endless. The welcome reception last night included 11 chefs from across Turtle Island, as well as local Manitoba Indigenous performers. Tonight we'll celebrate the best of the best in the national and provincial awards. And so, I mean, it's hard to pick one thing, but we're really excited to be here in Winnipeg. The program is really stacked. We're focusing on key industry issues like labor, like partnering, marketing, and developing product. But also is that important line of reconciliation and making sure that we're telling those important stories, that we're preparing our industry to tell those stories, and working alongside those who have created a path for us to ensure that the stories are told respectfully and in a way that honors those that we've lost as a result of colonization.
We do four things. We help grow and develop Indigenous tourism through leadership, marketing, partnership, and development tactics. And so we're Indigenous-led, Indigenous-owned, Indigenous-operated. Well, I think we are the industry that's going to provide Canadians with the best, as I always say, the tool in the toolkit, right? A lot of Canadians want to support Indigenous communities. They want to support Indigenous culture. Well, we have 1,900 businesses in the country, want to grow to 2,800. This is a very powerful way because we have an existing platform of business, cultural centers, outdoor adventure, on the land guided experiences. You know, this is the apparatus that I think we should be investing in, because these are the people that are going to grow the industry and give Canadians and the world cross-cultural education 101, the original education. We have to increase the number of businesses. The demand far exceeds what we have, and so that's step one. We do really need to grow the number of businesses, and it's got to be across all the provinces and territories. That's a long-term challenge. We need more destination product. We have to create accommodations and food services and transportation hubs where we can really indigenize that whole destination feeling. So you're not just going to experience a single business, you're going to a location and you're staying there 4 or 5, 6 days. So we need some significant work around that in this country. The second is we really need to continue to reach within our own Indigenous communities and the networks and organizations to know that Indigenous tourism is a really great career. I mean, a lot of people don't realize the power of their own culture and their language and how important that is to this industry and how important it is to them actually creating a future for themselves. In fact, I would argue some communities maybe see their location, community, and culture as their liability they have to do something different to get away. And I'm saying, no, you don't. This is actually your biggest asset. We just need to help you get there, right? And so that's the kind of work ITAC is focused on. We need to continue building. ITAC will work at a national level with partners like Destination Canada and bring our marketing to the world. We also need to work with Indigenous Tourism Manitoba and all the Indigenous provincial territorial partners, and in turn empower them to reach down into the communities and those businesses. We have to create that business ecosystem, and we have to keep that chain strong. Otherwise, it just simply is very difficult to sell and execute Indigenous tourism.
It's a great time for us to build partnerships and network in a setting like this. And and sitting on and chairing the Indigenous Tourism Manitoba board, it's nice to see my partners from all across the country. We can share ideas and build upon this dream of making Indigenous tourism across Canada the biggest economy in the world for our people. We're always building businesses. We have a contingent here from Churchill, from my community, and we're an international destination, so we have people from all over the world that come and see us way up north on the edge of the Arctic. ITAC is a facilitator of getting us all together and building dreams. I mean, that's what it's all about. It's a very exciting time. The biggest conference in the world right now for Indigenous tourism is right in our Territory 1, right in the heart of Canada, right, I think we can build through the original campaign. Once we have an accreditation program that people are going to be a true original tourism product across Canada. We're building websites where tourists can go to and see the map and see where they can get these experiences, and it's just going to build from there. I mean, it wasn't always fashionable to be Indigenous as it is today. And we're going to take advantage of that, and we're going to make it work for us. Well, my business up in Churchill, we've been doing tourism since 2000, or even actually longer than that, since about 1997, when I built my wife her first storefront to have a souvenir gift shop in Churchill called the Wapusk General Store, and it's growing into dog sledding. We have 50 sled dogs in Churchill. That we share an Indigenous tourism cultural experience where being Métis and having been in Churchill for 60 years and hunting, fishing, and trapping, and our relationship to the land through our animals, and we really share with the tourists with our dog sledding about how we believe that dogs are the greatest gift to us from the animal world. Animals are very spiritual to us. Our connection to the land as Indigenous people is through our animals, and there's nothing more connecting us at Wapusk Adventures than how we travel with our dogs. We get thousands of miles on our dogs every year, and our connection to the land is great as we travel across the land with our dogs. I still think we have a long way to go with Canada's relationship with Indigenous people, but I know we have a starting point. And I think the biggest thing that we have to do is we can't change 5 minutes ago, but we can change 5 minutes from now. So I think we have to have a great vision of moving forward and bring our Indigenous people within Canada and raise them up, and we can do great things together as Canadians.